Should be live. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody around the world, I am trying to find out what the heck I'm supposed to be doing so that we can go back and continue our quest to the Great Ace Attorney. Things should work now. Alright. And we are here. Alright, things have changed slightly since last time. Also, I'm hoping the okay. Is the music crackling? I hope it's not. Alright. Alright, let me do this officially. Did I really just do that? I'm sorry, there's a typo. Alright, the typo has been fixed. Alright, the typo has been fixed. Yeah, properly. Cool. Welcome everybody, my name is Nate Cobra. I welcome you to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today, we move on to the chapter 2 of the... today we move on to the second chapter of the first adventure for the Great Ace Attorney. And let me tell you, I'm excited. Like I said, this is a blind playthrough, so I just put the spoiler rule tag on the bottom. Some things have changed a little about my setup. The screen size for the main viewing field is slightly bigger, just ever so slightly. But at the same time, I made the chat box bigger, so the chat box looks cleaner. Last time, I do believe the chat box was a white square where you saw chat. Now we got this. Woo! Yes, I decided upon that one because it looks cleaner with the... it looks better with the light blue background in the back, which is all fine and dandy with me. So I will thoroughly... this will be... like, it provides a much cleaner background, because if there's nothing there, then it looks like there's nothing there. It's gonna go away eventually. I think it has like a 30-second timer. There you go, it's gone. But otherwise, it's otherwise, yeah, it is very, very. Also, there's this thing. Yeah, I also have a nightbot commands, but I don't have a whole lot of nightbot commands. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to bring forward, but we will see about that. Also, there's. Give me a second. There's a new follow goal on the top. Right now, I'm taking a page from one of my my current favorite mangas, which is soon to become an anime in this October. And if you've been even looking at my Twitter, I'm so excited about this one. I'm so excited about Komi-san, the anime. But yeah, taking a little bit of a page. I don't know if it's all that readable. Let me take off the S attorney skin there and show you. Okay, there it can be written. Get to 100 friends. I want to get 100 followers. There you go. Quite simple. If I could get to 100 followers, that would be fantastic. But I don't have like an outside goal. This 151 days ago is just that's end of year. But I'm not saying if I don't get 200 followers by the end of the year, then this whole thing was a fiasco. This is just like have that goal by the end of the year. If I don't make that by the end of the year, then we can talk about next year. Let's see what our goals look like next year. Let's see how our followers look like next year. But honestly, that would be fantastic to get to as many followers as humanly possible, and of course, try to get as many great people to come and see us as possible. Let me return to the Ace Attorney overlook. Also, I guess I should show you a little bit of under the behind the scenes. Something that is it visible? You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that because I could potentially destroy the delicate looks about this. So yeah, so far I enjoy what I'm seeing. It's a cleaner up look. It's way cleaner. Also, I fixed something that was bothering me a few times before, and you can notice this on the previous spots. It's right over. I wish I could point it out. On the lower part, you see my socials, my Twitter and my YouTube. They were not aligned. Also, they were entirely different sizes. So now they've been realigned, and they should be better now. Okay, so that's another thing I fixed. I could always turn off the spoiler rule if I needed to, so that's not part of the overlay. But I want to keep it there so people understand, hey, no spoilers, thank you. This is my first playthrough and I want to keep it like that. Okay, quick things before I begin with the game. I am gonna start doing a schedule where I have more variety in what I stream. Weekends, Saturdays and Sundays are gonna be Ace Attorney days. Monday, I plan on doing Final Fantasy 10, sorry, not 7, Final Fantasy 10. Wednesdays, I'm doing Psychonauts. I'm doing Psychonauts in preparations of Psychonauts 2, which is coming out later this month. Give me a sec. And once I finish with Psychonauts, I'm gonna do Psychonauts 2. Once I finish with Final Fantasy 10, I'm gonna try and find another game that I can play there. Fridays, this Friday, Saturday the 6th, I'm not streaming. That's the first time in a long time since the 11th that I will not be streaming. So there's that. By the way, I look back and the 11th, I do believe the 11th of last month, the 11th of July, is my official beginning day of streaming. So I'm gonna call that my official beginning. The 11th of July is the day where I began officially as a streamer. That's what I'm gonna say it. So there's that. Okay, but Fridays normally would be something random or something retro. I already have the idea for the first time I'm gonna do that, which is gonna be a couple weeks from then. but that's gonna be how my schedule is gonna look like. Tuesdays and Thursdays are probably gonna be days where I may or may not stream, depending on how heavy things are, or how do I feel. If I'm gonna stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I might do more Great Ace Attorney because I really want to get to this game. It's so fun, it's so great, it's so exciting. I can't believe I'm actually not playing as much as I thought I was gonna play initially, but at a time. But that is pretty much what I think I wanted to say before heading into this game. I'm sorry, this place is hot and I have an auto pop right next to me and I'm just enjoying it. I just want to enjoy it without having to have this sound in the microphone, so I'm muting the microphone for now. As it stands, let's continue from the point of where we saved. Let's begin. The adventure of the unbreakable speckled band.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Herlock Sholmes and Mr. Wilson. Of course. Okay. Okay. I don't know where we are, but... Oh, wait, more enemy.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality. This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture.
Okay.
Well, what have we here?
Before the incident, so anything that's in there.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Oh, Okay, okay, there's a lot to unpack there. Not only for the voices, but also for... Oh my gosh. My head is throbbing. I think I know who we're talking about. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. I'll try to remember the voices, but it's gonna be a bit. Anyway, wait, I can't move. Ah, what the? Why am I handcuffs? So you wake up now, huh? Oh no, sorry. We had to drag you out that wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You? You found me then. Duh. We found you. And now you pay. Criminal! How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No. I'll tell you everything. Okay. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. This, and this could be... Sure. Huh? Isn't that? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Misusato. Wait, what did you say? Take his life? It's like deja vu. I have been in this place before. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? No. No. Game, no. No, you cannot do this. You cannot do this game. No. Not again. Ha! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not too long ago. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But you can't be. And this handcuffs. Surely you didn't think I have to now. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please. No. No! Sorry, I had to stop there for a second. It's like I could go on forever. Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else would you come to England with me to study? It's really something else when they brought your luggage in here. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case into the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. Sorry. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days till we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself in my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving if I stole away. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point, surely we could confide in her, wouldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, But if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best if only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's crap, but you better get in there, I think. Won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the order for some person? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what. Why don't you write "keep out" or something in this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together! We leave you at next port. Stay quiet till then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer? No, I'm not a murderer! Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crime. No, that's not right! I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit to the truth. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Two sighs. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Okay. So we're officially starting a new phase in this game, the investigation phase. Here there are no wrong answers, and if it flows the same way that other Ace Attorney games flow, there is no way that you cannot. Okay, I lost something. As I was saying, there is no way that this story can flow without you knowing every single piece of information that you need to know for the story to continue. Therefore, when they give you two options like this, you can pick both options and you'll be able to learn. And if you can't pick both options, it's because the differences between one option and the other are so minimal, it's not worth going through both of them. But usually you can, like 95% of the time you can pick both options. So let's begin from the top. Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped its four walls. What? To put it another way, the culprit could only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still gonna deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to believe me! The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died. The ship's doctors examined the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. And I suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. So tell me about the incident then. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it! Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably there's something you'd know the answer to better than anyone. Please! Whatever you say, you were here in this cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day to look forward in this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived in the cabin door one wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crew forced the cabin door open, and when he managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything happened. I must have been asleep on the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too. Trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. It's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, all right. My head is so heavy. Still traveling like anything. Alright, so let's talk about me being a stowaway. Yeah. Why are you even aboard this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No! That would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why would you want this? What's the real reason? Why took us to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Oh, Kazuma. Why do you have to become another Mia? Oh, that's smarts, man. That's smarts. Just thinking about this is just painful. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of the incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. He was always saying the same thing, but he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yeah, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then, it was darker than I'd ever seen it before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away this ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Or perfect, in fact. Alright. So when you talk about the night before, if you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always does. I always did. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes? So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed? Well, yes? I know it sounds unbelievable, really, really do. But it's the truth. If only I've woken up, perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it. Sutosu-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it! I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen! Well, what did you propose to do then? I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Ow! What the? That was a Susato takedown. Susato takedown. Susato what? What martial art form is that? Whoa. I'm going to need you to prove it. I'm sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... You've forgotten already. When you achieved just a few weeks ago, you successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Oh, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Do I have anything? Okay. You can see the remnants of the glue. We used to stick this over the wardrobe doors, although it wasn't proper glue, of course. We didn't have any of that with us. So I pulverized some rice into paste. Let's see. But just like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. Okay. I guess Susato sounds to believe me. Sure, some of this right now that proves I'm not guilty of awful crime. I'll do that later. Let's talk about this pepper seal. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place where I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another cabin crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. The gentleman had discovered you peeled aside from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Susato-san? Come on. I need a break this time. I need a good break. Please tell me you believe in me. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Suzuki-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Yeah, with his hand size, it's kind of difficult. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here, at least. Thank you. Will you finally leave me? I'm sorry. No. Ah, come on, Susato-san. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? That comes a few generations later. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, well, let's get to work, Suzuki-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you, to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using the conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kasama, I swear, I will avenge your death. And there's the element? Oh, wait. Okay, we begin. Let me save now as we begin the investigation. But that's it. We begin the investigation procedure all proper. There's a time to converse with the person who's with us. We can examine. We can move to other areas right now. I believe we can't move to anywhere else. I'm in handcuffs under house arrest by the crew. Not to mention Suzuto-san's constant glares. That's quite a glare. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin. For the time being, at least. I should focus on investigating in here to see what I can find out. I'm glad I tried that. Okay, so let's see what she has to say first. Nothing new. So let's examine. Okay. What's this? I've been looking at this. These are rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Why? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Oh dear, that one too. Huh? What's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. Oh, here we go. Another tutorial. I suppose you're as foolish as me as I recall. Are you not, Hada-san? Just press the D-pad. I'm sure you're careful to look all around, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. See, I can move to different areas. Okay, I could talk to him. Seiki, the Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kasuma. Yes, his calligraphy always has a reflection of his heart. Yet you really look at those characters without feeling shame knowing who drew them so thoughtfully. Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stow away in this ship. Ow! Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. That was kind of a yikes there. Oh, this is cool. You see, the things that you already investigated get a check mark, which is pretty nice. Okay, let's check this. This Kasuma's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that the Japanese man's katana is his sword. I believe he said he had worked every day. I believe he had to work every day to convince the government to allow him to bring it on his trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Okay, So what else? It's okay. The table looks. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and the cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So, then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No, no, no! Oh my gosh, please, don't be it. Okay. Let's see what's... That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. That was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor there? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? Nope, that's right. He didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spends last night in his serve with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. I'm pretty sure Kazuma ate something. Okay. What is this? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. It looks more like a bell or something. Whatever it thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Natsuki fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has some sort of brush-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything in the same color anywhere else in the cabin, that might be blood. Alright, I'm going to have to talk to you eventually, so... I'm afraid, but at the same time, I know that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I can check, especially this and this, that I'm gonna leave for later. So let's see what you have to say. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. I wasn't supposed to be... You wasn't supposed to... Joke? He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. He might have a useful information though, but I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yet, of course not. Now back in the corner of the room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. Okay, I'm gonna keep it in mind. So it's just... okay. Poor Kazuma-san. Okay. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt, but not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. She goes to me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and... No, wait a second, let me see. Okay. Oh, that's me. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself, but the door to this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Sheesh. Woman, like, do you have any chill? Okay, there's a lot to go here. This is definitely in disarray. What happened here? The books have fallen over at the shelf. Look, they're all toppled the same way. And what's this? Is that your son, God of the Sea? Although he's falling over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything's mown down at once. I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazama-sama doing his morning sword training, don't you think? I seriously doubt that. Then perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage. I wouldn't have bothered with leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. The way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder. Oh yeah, we're looking closer. Well, I just said everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. No, I don't like to see a mess. Okay, Susato. That was Susato, by the way. So these were strewn around. Let's see this. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Well, that's actually how I stowed away in this vessel. I was spread aboard inside that case. Oh yes, as it says, this way up, in Japanese. Wishing hindsight, I should have realized a foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Well, it was less painful than the Susato takedown, that's for sure. Alright, what else is here before I need to turn around? Not the ink? Huh. Did Kazuma write that before he died? Looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot in the vase. That's when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote the message by dipping his finger in the spillage. That... You know what? I'm gonna... Should I do this? I'm gonna do this. Give me my cell phone real quick. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna cheat a little. Wrong. I'm going to cheat a little here. Hi there. I'm gonna change from... Okay, let's see if I can find Russian. There we go. Let's see what Google Translator says for me. I don't think Russian is... I don't think the Russian is... yeah. Yeah, it's not doing anything for me. Unfortunately, I am not getting anything from that. Ah, boy. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. Oh, Kazama-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. Almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in these final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner. But I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then, what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Well, I tried, but I can't figure it out. Alright. Let's move a little bit more to this side. While I... Okay. I guess this is this whole area. This is where dear Kazama-sama would have sat wherever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. Loses the last entries incomplete. Which means... What? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a viable clue. Really? Again? I had the question. What? Kazama-sama may have departed in this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Sheesh, woman. Or Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need of clues more important? Okay, I'm not reading this then. Sheesh. Oh, this is... Okay. This is... Yes, it's a Belco contraption, I think. What do you mean contraption? I read about it in the book I was studying. They talk about the life in Great Britain. Large houses often have bell cars like this, which you can pull into a ring, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really, that sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes, in the interest of cultural research, obviously. Oh my gosh. She's so serious, but then you realize she's just a teenager who just wants to learn and stuff. Like, oh, let's do this. I suppose nobody comes for lovely Japanese people. Oh my gosh, stop bringing your people down like that. I mean, first Aoshi, now you. Come on, have a bit more pride in your people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Okay, the bed is not researchable. I guess there's two more things. Let's check down here for quick. It's been 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in a wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Huh? Oh, no, I suppose not. Although, it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So, yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Alright, I think this is the last thing we need to investigate. I think there's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? Oh, what do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear too. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it would be connected to the outside. That is true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find a way in when the seas are rough? Or something like that. I suppose? Maybe that's it. I don't know, What? When did you get here? Exactly, he wasn't here a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Nope. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk or he's just playing on it? Can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk to him. Am I just imagining or does Susudo-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expected you'd notice already, but just in case... Yeah, when you press A, people near the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get the suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Yes. Alright, we can't move, so let's just examine this guy. Because there's nothing else for me to examine. Yeah, nothing else. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh, This is a critical point in my investigation. Sorry. Maybe we should leave him alone. Seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings! I hope I haven't given you long. Ah! What exactly are you doing in customer's desk just now? Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like it's looking right through me. Ah, yes. Everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing forward or foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that? Perhaps it was really a most elementary deduction, wholly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake. And now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the very born occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Amazing. Every single thing you said is wrong. Just to be clear, you're talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to its name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. Help me here, Susan. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way. And back to the floor we go. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Poor guy. We'll be right back after this messages. How can you do it? For Pete's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously. Forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You just saying the first neck into your head. Ah, but I wasn't alright. Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, do you not find yourself in a most troubling predicament? Do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! But there you have it, you see. What did you make of that, huh? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs in the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a bracing certitude, and more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. Yes! Ah boy, this is one of the reasons why this game wasn't originally localized when it came out on the 3DS. On Japan, his name is indeed Sherlock Holmes. But apart from other reasons, having him be translated wholesale as Sherlock Holmes would have caused some problems with the estate of whoever was the guy who wrote the Sherlock Holmes movie, the Sherlock Holmes books. Even though Sherlock Holmes in general is supposed to be in the public domain, there are some books, like a small smattering of books, that are not, and they are in the hands of the estate, and they are very litigious. So, to get past that, Sherlock Holmes, everybody. So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes. The very same, the inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Suzuto-san? The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living in then? We must ask him for what he deduced. We will have worked in the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Wait, okay. Let's talk with this guy. So you're a great detective, you say? Tell me more. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. I see. You're German? Herlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Ah yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England specially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detective achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer. Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson. I get it. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal town. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle reactions in its subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Then you notice that my posture is fingernails, arm sleeves, first the skin. All these things are data. Then you must notice that my pose is basically telling me I don't believe any of what you say. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look at me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a term both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. I don't know what to make of this guy. What is going on with him? Oh my gosh, he is so deluded. Like, Okay, let's say what he says is correct, and his exploits are what's being published and not the other way around. Why would you do that? Like, why would you tell people I'm a detective, this is my space, and I'm the one who discovers these crimes? Let's move on. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in the most cunning hiding place? That's right. He was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in this now because of him. When I became anxious about customer summit this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry into the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuffs seemed to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. The very moment I lies on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? Alright, tell me about those two facts. Mr. Holmes, tell us, please. What two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Oh my gosh, how much? Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand. What were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number one, the cabin was locked from within, nothing rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number two, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Holmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. This Russian word is the Russian word for wardrobe. I was like, how am I gonna pronounce that? I can't. I don't speak Russian, sorry. Do you really think Kazuma-sama would have left a dying message in Russian? In their final moments, many find their native tongue feel in their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderobe may as well be the killer. Or a certain Robert Guard, perhaps? But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Wait, our school uniforms are the traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea! And I had no idea that they could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message. That I might analyze for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the second time I've actually seen him like this. Oh, poor Naruhodo. Seeing his friend like that, it's just... Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. Okay. Crime scene photograph, the Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink. It would appear to have written in the victim's final moments. This is... It's obviously that he's so insanely wrong here. But why would somebody just even attempt to do the dying message when they know the person is Japanese? I wouldn't even attempt that. Also, the person must know that knew that I was there. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, don't you? Do you know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that... Oh yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Cause... Huh, certainly, if it interests you. I do not speak Russian, sorry. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Alright, so let's talk about the deduction. Can we talk about the deduction before? The things you conclude about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 parts. Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary Valen Borskiv flees Russian via Shanghai. I have several questions. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Casimir Russian? It sounds like Mr. Jones concluded he was Russian because of what Casimir wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Valen Borsevik. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. I'm trying my best. Borsevik. Valen Borsevik. No. How could he be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. The nose, the mouth, the cheeks. Even if he's shaved, it will look completely different to me. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. The face! Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all these particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Borsevik was included. There can be no mistake. The revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder. And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in this article. Borsevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself. That's a little memento of this great deduction. Thanks? I've absorbed all that is in interest of me within these pages, but I see no rubbish being nearby. Okay, the article about revolutionary. An article of the front page of a Russian newspaper. The article reads, Revolutionary Valen Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. I'm getting it. I'm gonna get it. And you may find the article on the back page if interest as well. On the back. Cast your eyes over it sometimes if it interests you. Though you may need someone to interpret. Saw reading in Russian, couldn't hope would read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Okay, let me look at it. Alright, so we got this. Huh. It's all in Russian. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Valen Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, I got the name right. Yes, you told us that before. It appears also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never leave to tell a tale. Oh my goodness, he's fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises the beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. Yeah. Alright. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thanks. He pops up everywhere, Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented, young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Same! Me not Russian, it does makes it hard for me to be able to pronounce Russian names, and I do apologize to anybody who's Russian who might be listening to me or of Russian descent. I'm trying my best. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from the dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see picture, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. So those sun's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is a property of the Novovich Ballet. It was seen the director beside her. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They requested an international assistance on all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? That seems to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, so we have another piece of evidence with the article about the ballerina. It reads on the back page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Alright. We gotten a lot of information from here, so let's just continue to see what were you investigating at this point. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, were you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe, for a moment, the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the craft. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. He could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading? You mean you read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a suicide breakdown is. Susato-san? Are you going to try the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruto-san. What on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Oh, I see where the bad luck comes from. It's a hereditary thing. It comes with the territory. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely, this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Uh-huh. But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. So, what was all that showing off about before? If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it for you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kasuma's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound. These are the very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling in from the ventilator grill. A speckled band. What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard of that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yeah, oh yeah, the adjoining cabin. Okay, so we got the story. Good. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in this diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And, if I am still too long, the sickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate, hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? Why? A simple class that you've reached should reveal the answer. Really? Oh, this. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking! Did you just say it? Only a moment ago! Dear me, you're clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some good detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? Yeah. What I mean, sir, is this. If you're the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Ha. I don't understand. What are you standing there for? Huh? You must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Are you forgetting something? What about this? There's no way I can... After Casimir's spent dying mom is struggling to leave us a clue. You're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? So you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. Poor thing. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Alright, let's go and examine what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to sleep next door. Good idea. Situation doesn't look good for me. But there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Alright, is that... something wrong with that other sound? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. Can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? Yes, what can I do for you? Oh my god, are you serious? We are gonna see this guy more often than I thought we would. See, the thing about Ace Attorney games is that usually I think that all the characters that we see, not all the characters, but a lot of the characters that we see in the first case, we don't see again. But, of course, it has been proven that to be false because as of investigations do, every single character in the very first case has reappeared. Yeah. I should have seen that coming. I recognize that face, but no, it can't be. It is! Oh, I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. You're gonna sully your... Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you. My heart... So my heart stopped? Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again. You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I'm not expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. This guy, seriously. Okay. Okay. I guess we just need to talk to him and see what we can glean from his information. Alright, so let's see. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? You're not gonna tell us, are you? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could it even be a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my ass off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning till night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here in the first class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything else I can do to help now, just say the word. Well, there is one thing you can do for us.
I'm so glad that at least the inspector doesn't think that we are, like, the killer or anything, because that would totally suck. I'm sorry. I'm just stretching because, man, I've been sitting around for a while and I needed to stand up for a sec. But I'm going back and see what I can do here. Okay, we're doing what we can to investigate Kasuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not! We really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deeming a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved or even touched the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, don't you think? I'm gonna need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you really had in your possession. Evidence. It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the percent panel and choose some evidence. This Inspector's Naga could use. So evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes, I think I might know what we could use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Alright, first of all, we need to do this. Okay, so... Okay, we need to do this. It's something that we always need to do. Hey! Sorry. Hey! Look at my color pen! Wait, I can't just present it? Oh, I have to do this. Okay. There we go. Look at my color pen! Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a Fable Imperial Human University pink badge? I'm not sure if it's really Fable exactly, but... So, you're a genuine student then? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were going to say? Can I have my badge back, please? Okay, but for real, it's Kasuma's diary. Let's present this. What's that? It's Kasuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band. That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could try and investigate there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime. You see, I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going to against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I could do. Thank you. This is the moment then, Naruto-san. Right, so let's move and we can leave this captain. And we can leave this cabin at last. Alright, move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. Thank you. Let's get out of here. Oh, it works the same. No, it's not the old way. It's actually the near way. That's good. So, no. So let's go here. Okay. So, net unite. So, SS Bruja, first class captain passageway. Finally out of the cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. This is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent to a study tour by the government. That's why he was being put in the first class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation is steerish. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. He looks enormous, even if he's sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose, like people in handcuffs. Naruto-san, you look like the little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yes, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard, and ever since then I've been shut up inside the little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please don't give me that pitying look. I'm older than you, remember? Alright, so let's start examining this thing. Alright, this is the first thing that comes into mind. What the heck is this? Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that's what it's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Cheese. I wonder what that tastes like. You've never had cheese before, Naruhodo. Dude, take a bite. It's good. Go ahead. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But I suppose you're right. You weren't actually gonna try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. I don't know how hungry you don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find you a little snack for you later. Please don't do that. So I'm assuming this is the room where I was. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest of the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500. How many cabins are there here? Okay, next investigation. Yeah. So what do you think this is? It's a very pleasant shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets an alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this I... Now you do it out of his hand. You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at his handcuffs. You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Sheesh. I know that's where I want to go, but I want to see if this... I got the map! This is like the plan of the SS Buria. It shows each deck. Look. The Buria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skin hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing in your... Well, it's been actually... Sorry. Well, it's been playing in my mind for a while now, actually, but... How is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhado-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them. She doesn't know, does she? Well, I suppose so. She doesn't know. She doesn't know how stuff like this works. And I suppose that's accurate, but I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Alright, what are these? There's a huge book on top of the table there. There's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate a compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhado-san, even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Okay, let's talk to him. Okay, no, let's go. That's the way to the second-class area of the ship. Something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. If you haven't noticed. I might be wrong, but imagine the moment you reach the handle of the door. That burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. You are not wrong. Oh dear. I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there? No. I started with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. What about this dude? Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid? Wow. This dude is... I don't have a family-friendly word for this dude. He seems to have caught a sailor on a bad day, Susato-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Beef Strong. Why? Beef Stroganoff. My best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Okay. Thankfully, Mr. Stroganoff here, it could tell us some stuff. Oh, the thing looks like a fish. Nice. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first-class cabin area. Here we are, the finest part of Buja steamship. For very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. And that is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to us so currently occupied? Ha! Susato-san, did you understand that? Isn't it like da? I think it's probably Russian for yes. Oh no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there is somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Okay, let's keep seeing what you can tell me. Can you tell us who's traveling the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? I do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Ah, here we go again. Is this gonna be the... No, yeah, it is going to be a continuous thing going on in this case. Like, seriously, dude, stop it. Such a man will have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Can you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in customer's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard of anything from the next door cabin, or even feel like there's anyone there. Well, presumably since this gentleman is occupying one of the first class cabins, he must have to be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Oh, we are getting a lot of information out of you, buddy. So tell us about last night. Are you on watch here all time, Seaman Stroganoff? Duh! All time. So criminals like you cannot come in. Or get out. I wonder, can you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about student boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at all at the time? Anything unusual? Heck! Susato-san, did you understand that? It was really a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. And you didn't hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment here. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh? It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we? Definitely. Is there anything else that I haven't examined yet? Huh. That thing comes into play now, again. What the heck? There's this. Let's examine that again, because now apparently we have something new. The book onto the table here really is huge. There's a pen with it too. So that's a ship's log. Okay. Anything new? The writing, every detail by the fortune meticulous recorded. Jonas Becker has such a beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here. Last night logs is mostly blank. Presumably that means there was nothing to report. Yeah. The only difference is that they took the line about the sailor because he is no longer here. That's kind of sneaky. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. All right, let's go here. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled pen emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Okay, let's ask. Alright, let's do this. Knock, knock. It's Knuckles. No answer. luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help your inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. It's such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Okay, stand aside. Oh, stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Mr. Sholmes. I shan't be stopped. When the fate is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What brake can I kick? I think we should just go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. 9th January, SS Buria, first class cabin, number 2. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We had a woman. Don't be a sword. As you can see, there is nobody but me in this cabin. True, the old man appears to be the only person in here. But if in that case, who screamed? Get out, all of you, now! Please excuse the interruption, but you're Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I am the one, the only, the actual Sherlock Holmes. You've heard of me, no doubt. No? I am a great detective among great detectives. One who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanated from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might it be so bold as to ask you to open the small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid! How would anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it is quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Imai! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the case just shook. Leave, now! Otherwise I call the steward! So this is Kasuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues where the burly sailor returns. Oh, so we're gonna be staying here. Okay. I thought that we were just not gonna... Okay. Cool. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to call it now. It's almost been 2 hours and I feel like I need to stop for multiple reasons. I need to prepare for tomorrow because I need to wake up very early for tomorrow, and I need to just, you know, just continue, do whatever, you know. IRL stuff is just calling me. So next time we're gonna see what this guy can tell us. I forget his name, but apparently his name is Grimsby Roylott. Okay, so Mr. Roylott, what does he have to say for us? And Grimsby, is it Grimsby Roylott? Oh, like Grimsby Roylott, like rioter? Huh. Satoru Hosonaga. Okay, we need to see what Mr. Roylott has to tell us, and we're gonna investigate the insides of this place. And that is going to do it for today's stream for the Greatest Attorney. And now I want to see something. I want to see if there's anybody worth that I know or that I might think, oh, who is this Novenators? I shouldn't be saying names just now. What the heck?
Anyway, yes, this is pretty much my stopping point. I'm gonna say to everyone that is around here, if you manage to catch this, oh my gosh. Okay, cool. This guy's basically nominators. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. I can't really listen to what you're saying right now. They're pretty much in the same point we are right now, only maybe a little bit ahead. So there's not that much in the spoiler. I will. I'm gonna rate this person. Nominators. I'm going to take the name, and let's do this. Yep. All right. So, as I begin to do the raid to this person, okay. So, we are going to say our goodbyes. Okay, the raid is starting now. To that I say, okay, let me just say my goodbyes. I am Nick Cobra, your host. I wish you all a safe day. Please do everything you can to stay safe out there. You know, it's an uncertain times, but please stay safe. And please have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.